baby.
Trying to make up for it. Put it on stand.
I think we're live. Yes, they're starting to jump on here. So hello. Happy Tuesday. We're all glad you're here. Look at who's here. Janet's back. And Janet has a wonderful mini album to share with us today. It's a Waterfall mini album that she made from scratch. So I think the technique itself is amazing and would be really fun across all styles of paper and themes and holidays and everything. So we're excited. Do I need to come over here? I think we showed this yesterday, the Cosmos
Oh, we
Cricket.
should show it again.
Or did I say Cosmo Cricket? I think
You
we
did. That takes us back.
That's it.
It's microcosmos. So
Yes.
really close, Dawn. But
I used to love that paper.
Yeah,
Microcosmo.
Microcosmo.
Cosmo
Cosmo
Cricket.
Cricket.
Yeah.
Cosmo
I do
Cricket.
too.
Yeah, that was a manufacturer.
I
Yes.
love microcosmos also. So, but anyhow, that's back in stock.
Good morning. Wow. Everybody boom, jumped on. So, okay, we won't bore you any longer with all this. We're going to get right to stall them. Well, we wanted to wait a little bit to let everybody jump on. But, and then we did show this, how you make chevrons yesterday with the banner punch. How much is that banner punch?
I would love to tell you if I knew.
Oh, hey, sit
I
down
can go
right
look
there.
it up.
It's the
Is it
computer's
on?
on. I think. Well, I don't know. I did turn it on, but I don't know if it's in the.
I'll let you know in a minute.
Okay, so Kelly's going to tell us how much it is. But anyway, that banner punch, you can make chevrons with it. And Ruth was showed me on Sunday how to make these, and she adds them to her boy pages, which I thought was a great element to add to boy pages. So anyway, okay, well, Kelly's getting us a price, and then we're going to get right to Janet, and she is going to show us how to make this amazing mini book. Oh, and Ruth is watching. Ruth, thank you for showing us that little technique. And if any of our rest of our viewers have any little techniques to share, we would love to know what they are, and so we can share them with the rest of our viewers, because we all learn from each other.
Dawn, this is $24.99.
$24.99, and it makes banners. And then we showed how to make the chevrons. Oh, Karen wants to know how many of us made chevrons yesterday. So I hope a bunch. Anyway, you can make them in all sizes too. So that was what was pretty cool. Any more info on the tailgate? The tailgate party is Friday, July 30th, and we anticipate it to be from approximately 11 a.m. to 3 or 4. You guys can come early and you can stay late, but we're actually going to be serving food during maybe 11:30 to 1:30, somewhere right in there. We're still getting all that details worked out. But bring your cars, bring your pickups, bring your chairs. That's the most important thing. And one of our customers that was in on Sunday, she had a fabulous idea. Again, I'm just telling you this. We will get this all out in an email with hard specifics. But she suggested that everybody make their own name tag and bring it with them. So Janet, if you're into Tim Holtz and vintage, your name tag would be vintage.
Cool.
And if you're into Vicki Boutin's bright colors, then your name tag would be that. And then where you're from too. So I thought that was a great idea. So we will probably ask anybody who's coming to bring their own name tag that's already made and wear it, and so we all know who everybody is, and I think that'll be so fun. Let's see. I need to come early. Yes, please come early. Stay late. I think I was just looking out there this morning to see if there was, a lot of cars out in the parking lot, and there isn't. There was none. So I think we could maybe rope off a specific section and have it ready for you guys to all pull in. It's like Iowa State came. Come 5 hours early and set up your spot. That would be so funny to pull into the parking lot at 7:30, 8 o'clock, and it's all full, and everybody's sitting out there having their
coffee.
Having their coffee. Oh my gosh, that would be so fun, you guys. I cannot wait.
You guys need a cornhole game too.
Oh yes. Bring your games. bring your games. Look at Kelly, she's like,
Careful.
bring your games and be ready to meet and have fun.
Okay.
It is. It is.
Awesome.
Okay. Well,
Awesome.
let's go, Janet.
Great. Well, thanks for having me back. I feel like I was just here.
You were.
I was just here.
Friday? Was
Yeah,
it Friday?
Friday, and now I'm back. So we are doing a fun little project today which we call a Waterfall mini album, and it's made with a half a sheet of cardstock as the cover or pattern paper. And then what makes it a waterfall are these 3 envelopes or envelopes over here.
Yeah, we don't know if it's envelopes
We
or
don't know.
if you're an envelope or an envelope or yeah.
Envelope is probably what I normally say, but envelope sounds a lot more elegant. So over here to the left, is a little pocket into which you can slip little cut aparts or photos, and then each of these envelopes can hold more photo mats. And for this one, I just cut some paper and folded it in half. And those things can just get tucked in. There is space even. It's hard to do this upside down, Dawn.
Yeah, yeah. So
There
this
is-
would be a fun little idea for just a little event, like a 90th birthday party, or just a little thing that you needed some memorabilia
Sure.
from that event.
And you know, I was thinking too, if you have kids or grandkids of a certain age, you could do maybe the more difficult parts of this, which there are only a couple things, and then just let the kids do the decorating. So
good idea.
if you're getting together for, even Memorial Day or for the 4th of July, it would be fun to have kids just sit and work on that. So this one I just folded paper in half, and then it's got a little score line, so you could put a photo or memorabilia on the inside.
And you're journaling.
And that's really it. So super easy. This is one of those projects that I think once you learn how to make them, you can make them for, as you said, Dawn, any season or any holiday. So I thought I would walk everyone through how to do it
Awesome.
today. So
Awesome.
let's get started. So here is a pattern of what we're going to do. You're going to start with a 6x12 sheet of either cardstock, or if you've got a nice heavy pattern paper, like I'm going to be using this Vicki Boutin paper today. It's very sturdy, and this makes a really nice cover. You wouldn't want to choose a thinner pattern paper for your cover because then it wouldn't lay
hold up.
nicely. But for this project, we're going to use this Vicki Boutin paper cut to 6x12. There are 2 score lines, 5 7/8 and 6 1/8, which form that center spine, which, as you can see, Dawn, the spine is only 1/4 of an inch deep, so it doesn't have to be that thick to accommodate the envelopes. And so that's the cover, and then there's also a spine that is scored in the same fashion, that when you're done with the cover, you just slip the spine over it.
Cute.
So we'll show you how to do all that. But here are the sample or the patterns, and you can screenshot all of these.
So here's the paper, the cover.
So what I'm going to do to start is to score this center score line, and it's easy to remember where to score. If you think of a 6x12 piece of paper, the center of that is 6 inches, right? And we're going to score 1/8 of an inch on either side of 6 inches. So 1/8 of an inch to
the
left would be 5 7/8, and 1/8 of an inch to the right would be 6 1/8. To me, that's the best way to remember it.
That's a very good tip.
So I'm putting my paper in with the left side at the 5 7/8 inch mark, and I'm running my scoring blade up and down, and then I'm just going to scooch it over to the 6 1/8, and I'm going to do the same thing. So that's all there is to it, and I'm going to make sure I get a nice clean fold. Isn't that paper beautiful?
I love it.
This paper line has so many different options, colorful options, but I was really inspired by the flowers. I spend a lot of time in the garden, as you know.
Yes, you have.
So there we have our little spine created. So that's the first step in the process. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to add our ribbon. And I start out with, this is probably longer than that, but just around 32 inches of of ribbon, and you want to choose a ribbon that is really easy to tie. So I like a seam binding ribbon or a very thin ribbon. So always practice tying with it when you're choosing ribbon. Tie it first to make sure that it is going to make a nice bow for you. So you're going to put it around the middle, kind of like a belt. So like so, with the ends stretching out to the right. Grab my adhesive. And I'm just using a good tape adhesive here, nothing particularly strong. This is not going to show on the front side, so I'm just going to put a little bit on to tack it, like so. I don't even know if that's straight, but this is live TV, Dawn. So,
So you're doing the best that
so
you
we're
can.
doing the best that we can. And then the back goes like this. And that's all there is to the ribbon part. So that's what happens now. Let's go ahead and score the spine, and we're going to get that put over.
The spine is 3 by 6 inches.
Now in this case, here's what I'm doing differently on the sample that we're making together today. In this sample, I made this out of cardstock. So before I added the spine, I added a square of paper to the front.
Okay.
I'm not doing that here because I don't want to cover up this pretty paper.
Yes.
So for the spine, I could either make it green or striped, but I think I'm going to make it striped.
Ah, pretty.
Which is really fun. So the spine is cut to 3 by 6. So the length is the same as your album, but the width is quite a bit narrower. And same situation, we're going to make a 1/4 inch spine to go down the center of it. So we're going to score at 1 3/8 and 1 5/8, which is just 1/8 on either side of the center point. So 1 3/8 will be here. And 1 5/8 would be here. All right, and so now we're going to fold that. Make sure we've got a good crease. I just love that paper.
It's so
Isn't that
pretty.
cute?
Yeah, that is gorgeous.
So that will go over here like so. And I'm just going to add a little bit of tape adhesive. If you prefer working with liquid adhesive, you could do that as well.
Or score tape.
Or score tape. I'm just, because we're on live TV, I'm using this, which is a little bit more forgiving for me anyway. So you're just going to line up the two spines and just kind of press that together. So
Adorable.
we're all set. So far, so good.
That is just so cute.
So for the front, I looked at this Vicki Boutin paper. Is it Vicki Boutin?
That's what I say, Boutin.
Boutin. And I looked at all these different designs, and I was just really inspired by this one,
Make your own happy.
which I think is just a really good message.
It is.
You know,
It's
you're
a great
responsible
message.
for your own happiness and do
Absolutely.
the things that make you happy. And for me right now, that's being outside
Outside
in my
your garden,
Yeah.
exactly.
But this piece is 4 by 6, so it didn't really fit my cover. I mean, it was just too big. So I just took this and I just fussy cut around it.
Neat, Janet. I love that.
Now we can still see the background, and it fits a little bit better on my cover. So I have done some off-camera work.
I love how it lit. I'm going to show again. I love how you cut around
Yeah.
that. That is such a neat idea.
Makes it a lot smaller, and then it works better on the project. So what I did when I added my foam tape to the back of this is I left a channel. Is that the right word? Down the middle, so that it could kind of straddle that ribbon. So I can get a nice clean look. Now I'm hopefully getting this on here straight.
This paper is Vicki Boutin, and I think you'll find this under New and Vicki Boutin. We have her own category in all of these papers, and we'll show them here and again in a bit. But they're just beautiful, really intensely bright colors.
Very much so. So for the inside, you've got this space available, and on this sample here, I made just a little pocket. Here, I made a pocket. I'm going to make a pocket as well. You can cut that to whatever depth you want.
Okay.
I made this one a little bit deeper because the paper is just so darn pretty. So this pocket is going to go right in here like so. So it started out as a 6-inch wide piece by, it's probably 2.5 inches. Yeah, 2.5 inches. But I had to cut 1/4 of an inch off to accommodate that, that spine. So what I'm going to do first, before I glue it on, is add this little half circle,
Notch.
which I guess that just implies that it's a pocket, right?
Right.
So I've just got my, what is this, a 1.5 inch circle punch. I'm going to turn it upside down and kind of center it, and then just punch. And that's all there is to that.
That's cool.
So
So this ends up being 5 3/4 inches by,
By
2
2
1/4. Did
two
you
and a
say?
half.
2.5. Okay.
So I'm just going to use some score tape along the edges of this pocket and along the bottom, just to make it into a pocket. And I like score tape because once you put it in place, it's not going to go anywhere. And you can tear it.
Score tape is the bomb.
It is. What did we do without score tape?
I don't know, but I love it.
Yeah, its greatest feature to me is that you can tear it. You don't have to mess with scissors.
You're right, Sharon. She says with those pockets, I think this would be a beautiful card holder for a gift. Absolutely.
Oh, sure. It would hold note cards really nicely.
Yes, it would. Your little note, you could make it a note card portfolio.
Yeah. Hey, we can test that after we're done.
Okay.
Remind us.
All right.
Okay, so I'm going to attempt to get this lined up. I'm going to line it up with the outside edge, because you all know when you put score tape down, it's down. So we have this on the inside.
What a cute
Isn't that
pocket.
fun?
Yes.
And so I
Oh
discovered
my gosh, Janet.
well, this paper fussy cuts absolutely
Oh
beautifully,
my gosh.
because it has a really kind of a nice finish on it. It just fussy cuts so pretty and so easily. So what I thought I would do is just add a few pieces along here. And I'm here to proclaim today, if you have a straight edge or something on your flower, go ahead and fussy cut it, because you can always cover up that straight edge. Don't think that it's not usable. So I'm going to add this to the corner here. I'm just going to be mindful of where I put my adhesive, because this piece is going to stick up farther than the pocket, so I don't want to glue my pocket shut. But I think that just looks cute there.
It's adorable.
And then I'm going to add another little flower here. And what I think that does is it kind of softens the edge of that pocket. It makes it look a little bit more organic.
So Carol, hi. She's just tuning in. What we're making is a card. Do you call this a card portfolio? No,
I call it a
waterfall.
waterfall portfolio.
Little portfolio album. And she's using the Vicki Boutin line. And if you are looking for this paper, you'll find it in our new category under Vicki Boutin. And we just love it. Oh my gosh, Janet, this is so cute.
Isn't that fun? So I made a few little doodads to put in the pocket.
So you cut a leaf out too.
Yes, I
Okay.
did. And all of my mats I cut to this size, 4 by 5 1/4, which is a little smaller than you would normally do, but I felt like they fit better. And this paper also has some great little tags, which you can just cut out. And they're in just a variety of different colors and themes. And some of them have words, and I thought, oh, those would be really cute tucked in. And this is just a piece of scrap that I had laying on my table that I just folded in half.
Oh my gosh.
And that could just get tucked in there. So that's the inside left. And I just realized I forgot to add this to my cover. Happiness right here. I had cut this out because
that's
I
so appropriate.
really wanted to put that on
Oh,
here.
and that is on this paper.
Yeah,
Right
there are
here,
a few
happiness
cut
right here,
aparts.
real life right now, lifelong friends.
Yeah, so I think that just adds a little something to
I'm going to have to get this paper. Oh my
It's
gosh.
so pretty.
This day was fabulous. So if you were documenting an event with this little book, this would be a cute little tag to put in there. And this would be a fun little journal to make from the Memory Bound Tailgate Day.
Oh, indeed it would.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. We might have
Yeah.
to put one together, Janet.
For sure. Okay, so that's the front cover now with the little strip of text on it. And then the inside we have done. And so now let's turn our attention to this section, which is the waterfall part.
Carol, absolutely. If there's anybody that we're shipping your Maker Mania kit to and you want to add any of this paper to it, absolutely. Give us a call, place your order online, just put in the notes that you want it shipped with your kit and we will do that. No problem.
All right.
Oh, look at Janet.
I
She's
have
so organized.
I'm trying to keep it organized, everybody.
She's got it all set up over here.
Well, that is my goal. Now, for a waterfall situation, if you recall the waterfalls that we have done on layouts, there's always a piece that folds back, and then the mats are staggered. So that's what creates the folded back piece, and the staggering is what creates that waterfall look. That's really what we're talking about. So think about an envelope. An envelope already has a piece that can be folded back. So to make this waterfall, what we're going to do is just basically cut this flap down till all that remains is 1/2 of an inch.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to put this in my, I don't know what that is. I'm going to put this in my trimmer so that, I want to go this way, so that the fold is at the 1/2 inch mark. And I'm just lining this up. So this is going to cut 1/2 an inch to the right
from the fold line. Okay.
Yeah. So let's just go ahead and do that, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So now we have 1/2 an inch hinge, basically, and that's key to making our waterfall. So we're going to do that on all 3 envelopes. So I'll do that real quick. So again, I put the fold at the 1/2 inch mark of my trimmer, and I'm just making sure that the envelope itself is flush up against the edge of the trimmer, and that will keep it nice and straight. So there's another one, and then here's the third one.
Yes, now there are a couple of card stops that you.
So the 1/2 inch
Janet,
mark
everyone
is
is
here.
absolutely loving this.
Oh, great!
Lots of
great to
lots
hear.
of happy viewers today.
Oh, yay! You do have to do this project with a straight flap envelope. So
The V's don't work
the
as well.
V's don't work as well because they're just harder to cut. So now we have a built-in hinge, really.
Uh-huh.
So the key is to get started straight. I think that's always the, that's always the key.
That's always the key. These are A2 size envelopes,
they
which
are.
would be what, 5 3/4 by 4 3/8 or something
like that. Very close to that. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. 4 1/4 by 5 3/4 or roughly.
Okay.
The reason
So
they have
A2 size envelopes.
Yes, and they fit, if you look at this, they fit just perfectly inside the space that you have available, which is just to the right of that score line, and they have to fit inside the album. So there's just enough space for that. So today, because we're on live TV, I'm not using score tape, but in real life, if you wanted to, you could use score tape. But what I'd suggest is line up your envelopes first and see how they're going to fit. And I'll show you. We're going to put some tape adhesive along the top, and I'm just using tape adhesive today. You could use score tape. Tape adhesive does work just fine. And like I said, the key is to start straight. So I'm going to stand up, because I always do better standing up. And you want to start this top envelope about 1/4 of an inch down from the top.
Janet, will instructions be written anywhere? Could we, I know, is
Pictures of those. If that helps.
this is also going to be in our mini
yeah.
book. Okay, all right. So I'm going to give you guys a little sneak peek. We are as I bet all of you know, we are celebrating 20 years at Memory Bound this year. And one of the things, we're so lucky to have Janet on our team, but what we have done, Kelly is over there digging, we have put together a bundle of products that is all birthday related. And Janet, bless her heart, how many projects did you do for us?
Oh, wow. Depending on how you count, it's upwards of 8.
8 projects. And in those kits are the instructions to make this little mini portfolio.
So here's Janet's directions.
Yeah. We're partying in
There's more than
2021.
eight.
Yeah,
There's more than eight.
Depending on how you count.
Yeah.
so these will be available soon. We're just getting them all kitted up and put together. And then what we're going to do, and again, we will be announcing this, but I can't keep a secret. But what we're going to do then is Janet is going to be coming in once a week or a couple times a week and leading us through all of the projects that she made with the kit. But it won't start until after everybody has their kits. and it's in celebration of our 20-year anniversary. And we've got more stuff, lots more stuff planned for the rest of the year. We're so excited. We think we're just pretty excited that we've made it 20 years.
Oh, it's incredible.
And Janet has been with us all 20 years.
I have been.
Yep.
I just can't believe it. I still remember when you called me and asked me to teach a class, Dawn.
Yes,
It was so much fun.
yeah, Janet, you want to teach? So we're just excited that we have Janet on the team, all of Janet's projects. So to answer your question, yep, you'll be able to get instructions for this project.
Excellent, great. Okay, so what we have, just to recap, we have our first envelope at the top of the album, and it's about 1/4 inch down. I put tape adhesive on the back of that to make a hinge, and I'm doing the same now with the second envelope. And the key is then you're going to put the hinge to this one, just butt it up against the first one. And you want to just kind of make sure that you're going relatively straight as you do this.
Jennifer wants us to ship to Canada. We should figure that out. Yeah, we don't know like what all the rules and everything are, Jennifer,
Yeah.
but maybe we can check into that.
And now we're going to add the third one.
Isn't that adorable?
Oh, thank you. This is fun paper, guys, to work with. I will say that. I'm just trying to make sure that I get this relatively straight because, again, we're on live TV. Okay, so those 3 envelopes are in place, and that's what creates your waterfall effect. So now it's just a matter of decorating your envelopes. And one thing I want to point out is when you're decorating the waterfall part of this, you want to look at your 3 envelopes and choose paper that you want to see layered like this. So you want to choose paper that shows and that you like the look and you like the flow from one to the next. So I've kind of done that here, and I did some off-camera work.
Lynetta says she needs to retire so she can do all your fun projects.
Oh gosh, if only we had all the time in the day, right?
These are square flapped envelopes. They're just A2 size and square flapped versus like the triangle flap.
Oh, adhesive. Quick change.
We do not have a price for that kit yet. We're just getting them finished up, and do you think we'll be able to announce it by the end of the week? Here's Kelly standing right beside me. She's rolling her eyes at me.
Oh my God. Probably.
Because we don't have anything else to do, Kelly.
Yeah, I'm sure we could, Dawn.
You got to know, Kelly and I are like a husband and wife. We've been together,
Long time.
30 years. We've known each
Probably.
other 30 years. So we can put each other on the spot because that's what we do.
So for the front of your envelopes, you want to choose envelopes. You want to choose some paper again that you like the look of when layered in a waterfall fashion. And I cut these to about 2.5 inches deep. But depending on what your paper looks like, you don't necessarily have to have it that deep, or you can go deeper. So first, this is 2.5 or 2 inches by whatever the envelope is, 5 3/4 wide. This one, Dawn, somewhere, I wanted to show everybody. Oh, it's over here. This piece has a tab, which I just cut that out because I thought this could be really fun, sticking up at the top of this envelope.
Janet, you're amazing.
Oh, no, it's great paper,
And we will show all these papers at the end of the video because they're really cute.
So I'm just going to line that up across the top so that little tab thingy sticks up over my envelope opening.
Kristen just retired. Way to go, Kristen. That's awesome.
More time for crafting.
Yes.
This is a border that has some fake stitches on it, which I think is great. So I'm just going to add that on there too. It looks like I've sewn, but heaven knows I didn't.
And that's on this paper right here. Wow, Janet. I love how you are cutting that paper apart.
And yeah, this is one of the cut aparts as well. I think, yeah, Happy Days. I just had to cut it down just slightly to fit it in my envelope. So like so. Like so.
Cute.
We doing okay on time and everything?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So then we can do some tags, and we'll do those in just a second. For the second envelope.
Ozra thought we were sisters or cousins. Diane and I, our store manager is my sister. I'm Dawn, that's talking. And Kelly is my good friend and neighbor that lived across the street. And that's how we became friends. And 30 years later, we're still friends.
And that is, it's a remarkable story. I'm just delighted to have been part of it.
Oh, they want to know the story of how we got started. We'll have to do that again. We did that pretty early on in the pandemic, told the story.
Our anniversary.
Yes,
That would be
that's
fun.
exactly. Thank you, Jan, for asking. We will do that for our when we celebrate officially our 20 years. We will do that.
So for this one, I
Oh,
used this
gosh.
pencil paper, which isn't this cute? I just cut a border of pencils to go along the top. And then I thought, okay, here's a little label. We'll add that as well. Put that here. And here's another one of those corner flowers that, hey,
Off of,
it can fit just fine here. No flower left behind.
yeah, I did. You cut through the entire paper.
I did, because it's so darn pretty. And then here's a leaf, which again, it's not a whole leaf, but it still has life in it.
That's
right?
awesome.
So I'm just going to add that here, and nobody will be the wiser that it's actually not a whole leaf.
Gosh.
But now we've got a cute little decorated thing. And here for the inside, I'm going to add a mat of the same color. And then in front of that, here's a mat of this floral paper, which I love. And this is a tag that I just put a little hinge on. So when you put your photo on this or whatever, that hinge
Would be
get
covered.
And then there's a hinge on the other.
And
or
now
the-
you can add photos to this side of your envelope
yes,
too.
and we are going to do that.
Oh, wow.
No space left behind. We're going to cover every
Quit
single
jumping
circle.
ahead. That's what they tell me all the time. Quit jumping ahead, Dawn.
Your mind works faster than mine, for sure. Okay, and the third one I had already done. And so for this one, again, I cut
Oh,
out.
the pencils.
Yes, I just cut out some pencils and I just layered them here. And this
Okay.
is just this part cut out.
Okay.
So
Okay, and Carolyn, what a great idea. She says to put index cards in the envelopes for like a bridal shower, and you can put recipes in it.
oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love that idea.
And isn't that the prettiest paper?
Yeah,
That's
it's
like my
adorable.
favorite. So that's got a journaling block on the back side, but that's so pretty. I
Yes.
kind of have a flower theme going because I was really thinking of, my favorite time is the time I get to spend, digging in the dirt and all of that. And I just love, designing the garden and then seeing it come to life. So what we've got
it.
here along the bottom are 3 different colors that I think kind of flow nicely and pick up on the colors that are on the other side. So you try to, when you're putting together a project like this, you want to kind of keep an eye toward how it looks, as a whole. And here are some mats that I cut for the back sides of the envelopes. So let's just go ahead and add those now. So this is off-camera work.
Again, her mats are 4 by 5 1/4.
Yeah.
Are those okay?
Yeah, they're just a little bit smaller than you would normally cut a photo mat. But I find that they fit a little more easily in and out of the envelopes when they're cut just a titch smaller.
A coffee table brag book for grandparents. Exactly. Love that idea.
So for this one,
Oh my
this is just
gosh.
another photo mat. And well, this is a tag.
Oh,
Is it this one?
Yeah.
okay. So it's that
Yeah.
tag right there.
And I just folded back a 1/2 inch and I
Okay.
just taped it to the back of the mat. So that will go on
Oh
here.
my
I just like
gosh.
little interactive elements.
I know you do, and it makes such a difference. But I
It
never think to
does.
do that.
Well, it just takes no time at all, and just look for opportunities to do that. Anytime you're not constrained by a page protector.
Carol, this
You
is
can.
not a photo play kit. She's just building this from scratch. It's just a piece of 6 by 12 inch paper, pattern paper that was a little bit thicker that she started with, and that's what she made her cover with. And then she just used envelopes to make the
Yeah.
waterfall. So it's just this paper.
Yep.
There's nothing
I didn't
to
even
it.
use ephemera. because there were so many.
There was so much on the paper.
Elements that you could cut out. Now, for those of us of a certain age, you will remember the Viewmasters. And I still have my Viewmaster.
Do you really? Oh my
And-
God. Yeah, no, I'm not either.
And so I cut that out because I thought that would be really fun on the edge. So yeah.
Okay, Janet, we have a project for you.
What would that be?
But Julie just suggested doing this with a 12 by 12 piece of paper.
Oh, I have.
So fold it in half and make a full. Oh my gosh, Janet!
It was a
Yes.
Christmas project.
Okay, I
Yes,
think
yes.
was that was a kit, wasn't it?
It was a class.
It was a class.
Yes.
Okay.
So
all right.
we did a 6 or a 12 by 12 paper, folded it in half, and instead of cutting it off at 6, we kept the whole length. And I can't remember how many envelopes. I put. At least 6 over at the right, lined up down the side. And then, it was a Christmas theme.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was great. Yes.
Awesome.
So isn't this great? This paint.
Yes.
So
pretty.
In order to fit this at the bottom, I had to just trim it slightly. So I'm just gonna put that on here. Does it look better this way or this way? I don't know. I guess it's intended to be this way.
We have a lot of you are asking about the birthday kit, and we give us a couple days to get our arms wrapped around it. We are getting them all put together. As you can see, they're lined up back there in those boxes, and then we still have all of this product to put in it yet. So give us a couple days, and then we will announce it either Thursday or Friday this week that they are available, and we won't sell out. We have a lot. We don't worry. If you're a regular viewer, you will get one. We have many
Kits.
because we don't want anybody to be disappointed with this one, because like we said, we're celebrating 20 years and we want to make all of you happy.
It's a big deal.
You guys have been so supportive of us, and we just really appreciate it. And I can't even talk about it because it makes me